Welcome to a brand new episode of the Michele Tafoya podcast. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. We'd love to have you with us for every single episode, especially these Wildcard Wednesdays. They're fun. What can we say? All right, this one is definitely a wild card. You don't know where we're going to start, and you have no idea where we're going to finish. And neither do I, quite frankly. But we're going to start with this tape that resurfaced on X recently. And it is of Donald Trump, I want to say 80s, mid-80s maybe, much younger Donald Trump. And he's being interviewed by a woman who at one point you'll hear he addresses her as Your Honor, but I have no idea who she is. We're trying to do the research and figure out who she is, and we can't figure out who she is. But this is a fascinating piece of tape because it's prescient. It's prescient. Roll it, Misty.
For some people, the ultimate goal in life has been becoming the President of the United States. Would you like to be the President of the United States?
I really don't believe I would, Rona, but I would like to see somebody as the President who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Most people who are capable are not running for office. Most men are frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a shame. The most capable people are not necessarily running for political office, and that is a very sad commentary on the country. They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Why wouldn't someone like yourself run for political office? You have all the money that you possibly need. You've accomplished a great deal, even though you are only 34. I know there's a lot of things that you possibly can do in the years ahead. Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it as somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much. I mean, the Abraham Lincolns of the world. Abraham Lincoln would probably not be electable today because of television. He was not a handsome man, and he did not smile.
I mean, that is so Trumpian. But there he was, 34 years old. It was Rona Barrett. I figured it out because he said Rona, and I didn't hear that the first time I listened to this soundbite. Rona Barrett was she's still alive, by the way. I think she's in her late 80s. She had a show, the Rona Barrett Show. Anyway, that was her interview. But it's mean. He said, politics is mean. No kidding. I don't think I'd want that life, he said. But then, if you recall later, Oprah Winfrey interviewed him and he said, I might have to. But I love how he said, even if your ideas are right, but they're not popular, but they're right, you could get beat out by someone who doesn't have much of a brain, but has a big smile. There's so much to that. So much to that. Well, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Preseason football, you can take the gal out of football, but you can't take football out of the gal. And preseason football is underway. College football is also here. You don't want to miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. This is the most fun and easy way to enjoy the sports experience that fall is unique for. So this football season, I'm going to be watching a couple guys in the pros. Saquon Barkley, how does he follow up last year's amazing season? Same with Josh Allen, following up an MVP season, and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. What are they going to do? All of these things are interesting to me. And you know what? I said Prize Picks is simple to play. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. It's also the best way to get on action in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Prize Picks is the way to go, folks. It is so much fun and it is so easy. All you have to do is download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Michele, Michele, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's it. That's code Michele, Michele, note 1L in Michele, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. This is the way to enjoy the football season. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, speaking of small brains, this happened in my neck of the woods, Minneapolis. a gentleman drove through a Palestinian protest, and I don't know that he did anything wrong, but watch what happens to him anyway.
He not going nowhere now. He not going nowhere now. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. He not going nowhere now. He not going nowhere now. No worry, he got it, stop him. Hey, watch out! Motherfucker just ran.
So you know who that is wearing the scarf and swearing and chasing down the car? Guy named Zach Metzger. You saw the little logo there if you're watching. He ran for Minneapolis City Council. He lost in the general. Zach Metzger. Someone who wanted to be a city council. That just tells you about, now you could say, oh, well, he lost, so he wasn't really a threat. The Minneapolis City Council is wacky. And that's an example of a guy who aspired to be there. And that's the kind of person he is. That's the kind of human he is. You know, I spent a lot of time on the sidelines. Pro football, pro basketball, college sports, the Olympics, you name it. And I've learned that real expertise comes from consistency, not guesswork. So that's why I'm excited to team up with Sports Corner Daily. Their free daily picks keep cashing with analysis so clear, even a casual fan can cash in. And with the NFL and all the big matchups right around the corner, like college football, there's no better time to get in on the action. And my listeners get 2 expert picks delivered free every single day. Just text BETS, B-E-T-S, to 321-448-0691 or visit sportsdailypick.com to sign up in seconds. No cost, no risk, just smart winning insights. You can see it there on the screen. We'll put it in the show notes. BETS. Text the word BETS, BETS, to 321-448-0691 or head to sportsdailypick.com. Don't wait. Kick off the season on the winning side. Oh my gosh. Speaking of kind of humans they are, you know, too much identity politics in America, in the world, quite frankly, in the world. It's all over the place. And this woman, well, she just wants you to know who is not acceptable to her as a potential date, husband, romantic interest. We'll let her tell you. Go ahead.
Friendly reminder, as a white American woman, I will no longer be dating white men. I'm looking for anything other than a white man. Okay? Just a heads up.
Given that you've devoted some time to making that video and posting it on, I believe, TikTok, I'm not sure you have to worry about too many suitors. I'm just not sure anyone cares. But there it is. White men evil. Enough. That's enough about that. There are a number of gubernatorial races across the country that are really important. I'm highlighting a number of them, particularly here in Minnesota, but this one as well in Virginia. The lieutenant governor under Glenn Youngkin is a woman named Winsome Sears, who is an immigrant to this country, and she has served in the military in this country. And right now her opponent, Abigail Spanberger, who is a Democrat and who is one of those who is very much in favor of trans girls competing against biological girls in sports, is the opponent. Winsome Sears, there's so much to like about this woman. And I know that polls are really tight right now. I hope that changes. I'm going to give you a glimpse into why I hope that changes. She was on with Laura Trump on Laura's Fox News show. Roll the tape.
Well, I love that as an immigrant, you are so proudly American.
Oh, yeah.
that must be, it must give you a different perspective than so many people who were born here in America. What is it that you appreciate so much about this country?
That you can speak your mind. My dad sent me back home when I was 9, and by then a new prime minister had come to power, and he declared that Jamaica was a socialist country. If you had land, it belonged to the government now. Your profits, if you were a business, were no longer your own. It was treacherous. And in fact, so many Jamaicans fled because there was no freedom. There was no liberty. There was violence everywhere, political violence. And that's what I love about America.
See, here's the thing about socialism. Like, it sounds really nice, but there are people in control of food, of resources, of the means of production, of housing, and those people are not you. Those people don't care about you. They don't. We've seen it again and again and again and again. So the point is, someone's got to be in charge of redistributing the wealth. You don't think they're going to be corrupt? You think they're just going to spread it out evenly? Winsome Sears knows better, and you do too. The idea of socialism coming to America is laughable, but not out of the question, and we've got to fight it every step of the way. So, burning the flag. President Trump wants to make this illegal. But here's the thing. It's freedom of speech to be able to burn a flag of any kind. And no one knew that better than the late Justice Antonin Scalia, who in 2012 said this about burning the flag.
If I were king, I would not allow people to go about burning the American flag. However, we have a First Amendment which says that the right of free speech shall not be abridged, and it is addressed in particular to speech critical of the government. I mean, that was the main kind of speech that tyrants would seek to suppress. Burning the flag is a form of expression. Speech doesn't just mean written words or oral words. It could be semaphore. Burning a flag is a symbol that expresses an idea. I hate the government is unjust, whatever.
If you're not sure, then in the end, and no one knows the Constitution better than you do, doesn't it come down to your personal interpretation of the Constitution? If it isn't clear-cut, which it clearly isn't, you in the end have to make an opinion, don't you?
Well, don't forget, this person has to be convicted by a jury of 12 people who unanimously have to find that he was inciting to riot. So, it's not all up to me. It would be up to me to say that there was not enough evidence for the jury to find that, perhaps. But ultimately, the right of jury trial is the protection.
Piers Morgan, a much younger Piers Morgan, interviewing the late Antonin Scalia. We don't have a king. But here's what Trump does, and I wish people would understand this. He pushes as far as he can push and then waits for the courts to push back. So there are a lot of people who hate the idea of burning the flag. You talk to servicemen and women, they abhor it. But they also fought for your right to do that, and it is freedom of expression. I don't know that you could set a flag on fire and throw it into somebody's front yard. That'd probably be arson. So there's nuance to it, as there is to most things, and we often ignore nuance. But I'm with Antonin Scalia. Now, there is someone running for office in Texas. I had a chance to interview her a couple weeks ago on another show. Her name is Valentina Gomez. She is a firebrand, and not just because of what you're about to see. She is giving AOC and every member of the squad a run for their money in terms of animation, language, what she puts on tape, how she tries to influence, what she puts out there on social. This is something to see. And talking about burning the flag, in this particular case, she's burning a particular religious book. Take a look.
Your daughters will be raped and your sons beheaded unless we stop Islam once and for all. We're done turning the other cheek. Remember, David didn't pray for Goliath. He killed them. America is a Christian nation, so those terrorist Muslims can off to any of the 57 Muslim nations. There is only one true God, and that is the God of Israel.
Gave my brothers a drink up, did everything but gave up. Stabbed my back, I came front. Still we win, we prayed up. Even when we die, we raise up. Ain't no wanting, no we need it.
Valentina Gomez burning a Quran, sounding the alarm on terrorists who happen to be Muslim. You've seen it. That won't be the last you see or hear from her. She is very young, early 20s, and like I said, a little bit of a firecracker. All right, I like to leave you with something that puts a smile on your face every Wildcard Wednesday, and this is the one. In honor of college football season beginning, one of my favorite times of year. I like the NFL better. My husband likes college football better. But in this case, I love this kid. This is a kid playing for Nebraska, which we all, not all, many of us remember when Nebraska was a perennial powerhouse in college football. They're trying to get back there, but they have found a punter, and this is happening a lot lately, from Australia. These Australian rules football players who have a way of kicking the football that is unique and special and useful. So here is this kid. His name is Archie Wilson. I love that name. Archie Wilson. He came all the way from Australia to play college football at Nebraska. And as the season started to unfold and, you know, they were playing fall ball and getting ready, he was asked about being so far away from home. Watch.
So what's it like being first time you're away from them?
Yeah, that part's hard. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love them a lot. Yeah, I've got two little brothers and my mum and dad, and yeah, that's the tough part about being here. I love them a lot and I miss them, but it's I mean, they know this is what's best for me, and it's good. I can still talk to them plenty over the phone, and they're coming here to see the first few games, so I'm looking forward to that. Cool. Thanks, guys. Great meeting you all.
He rebounded really well. Thanks, guys. Great meeting you all. Let me take my water bottle. But for that moment, and remember, these are kids. These are kids. Yeah, they're legal adults. I get it. But they're very young, and he's away from home, not just across country, across the globe. And his two little brothers and his parents. And I think whoever posted that video said, try to create an environment in your home where when your son leaves, he speaks this highly about what home means to him. I thought it was pretty cool. So, college football, NFL, it's all coming. We love that kid. Way to go, Archie Wilson. I'll be cheering for you, even though I don't like Nebraska. I'm wearing my Golden Gopher football shirt. All right, that's it. Be brave. Do good. Thanks for tuning in to Wildcard Wednesday. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and we will see you next time. Hey, you can keep up with the Trump administration when you subscribe to the Trump Report. It's an email that brings you daily highlights from the Oval Office right to your inbox 5 days a week. Subscribe today at SalemPodcastNetwork.com/Trump.